For today's cup of coffee,
we got a good smelling candle.
It's like a strawberry thing.
It smells like the watermelon double hubba bubba gum.
It does sort of. Maybe it is watermelon instead of strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
So
we can check the label and see.
Yeah, we'll do that here in a little bit. Sometimes I'll peel the labels off of them. Sometimes I don't. But they have had issues. I don't know if they have gone to new manufacturers or if whoever is in the lab has absolutely no sense of smell or what.
It's the cheap fragrances that they're using.
Gas station bathroom fragrances. That is not a pleasant smell for me.
Bourbon. Notes of fruit, floral, and nut. My butt? No.
So that was one of the lesser ones. Some of the ones that smell good are ugly. I don't know why that they will make. I don't understand the world anymore. I don't know that I ever did.
The pretty
but
ones
it's gotten
smell horrible.
worse.
The ones that are ugly smell good.
My favorite one, which was the Fraser Fir, they didn't even... I think I was looking for it to be mainstays, and it wasn't. I think that was one of the better homes scents, but it was basically nowhere to be found. My other favorite one, which was Autumn Leaves, they had changed it to something else. Is now horrible. So...
Rip.
Yeah, I don't understand. And as far as Yankee Candle, those were the thing back in the day. And now they're horrible and expensive.
Goose Creek. Is Goose Creek even still a thing?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. What was that one that was $28?
Oh, fuck. It was this giant... It was a wood wick. Wood wick candle.
$28. To hell with that. No.
Wood wick candle.
I don't care.
You know how fucking dangerous those things are? You can't... No.
No.
I'm not going to have one in this mouth.
I had never even seen a wood wick. I had never heard of that before.
I have.
Is that some new stupid that's
it's fairly
evolved?
New. It's fairly new. It used to be kind of a luxury type of thing, but because it was wood... But now it's like become commonplace to us plebs.
Not at $28 for a candle. No.
Yeah, that's still pretty much luxury.
That's not a luxury. That's a stupid. That's somebody that's got more money than sense.
If you're a millionaire, $28 ain't nothing to you.
If you're a millionaire, you sure as hell ain't gonna be shopping at Walmart.
There are a lot that shop at Walmart.
Oh, shit.
You get good deals there sometimes.
Anyhow, but this one actually does smell nice.
Mm-hmm. Double hubba bubba gum.
Sort of, kind of. Yesterday we talked about ways that the world had ended before and may end again soon. That's cheery. Now, today, we've got about, do aliens steal your soul? I kept thinking about... No. I'm of the opinion that they do, because it's a matter of what are aliens. But I kept having the visions of the scene from Phantasm, where that they were taking the souls of the deceased, compressing them, and making them these little slave things, and sending them to this other dimension. Yeah. They gotta have these ideas from someplace other than just heavy drugs. So...
Stink bugs. They get the idea from fucking stink bugs.
Well, tis the sea. It's been year-round for us.
Motherfuckers.
Anyhow.
One by one.
This comes from Mysterious Universe, and this is Nick Redfern. And, of course, 2/22/2022. Which I still have absolutely no clue. I think they were talking about it being the Jupiter Return of America. I heard that someplace on BitChute, one of the band videos. So somebody can go on there and watch that. It was pretty interesting. And this article is entitled, Soul Seeking Extraterrestrials? Let's hope not. Yes, that's not something like we have to have one more thing to worry about. Mr. Redfern writes, many UFO researchers are reluctant to address the aliens are eating our souls theory. The fact is, though, there are far more than a few such reports on record. In fact, it's fair and accurate to say there is an incredible number of such cases. The problem is, for so many in ufology, the subject is so troubling and disturbing, they choose to ignore it. And it says, let's first make a case that there is indeed a connection between the alien abduction issue and the human soul. And one of the earliest cases on record came from a man named Paul Inglesby.
What?
Inglesby, like Ingles, like the grocery store.
Inglesby.
And in I don't think it's Inglesby. Inglesby. It could be that, but I'm saying Inglesby.
Bees?
And it
There's
says,
a bee. My name's Michael with the B. Where's the bee? There's a bee?
God, it's from the realm of stupid. Is that another TikTok thing?
Vine. It was an old Vine.
Okay, anyhow. So it says 1 year before World War II broke out in 1939, Inglesby came down with a very serious case of malaria. Is there such a thing as a case of malaria that's not serious?
Apparently so.
Just a little malaria.
Just not a lot of Satan, just a little Satan.
For a while, Inglesby hovered between life and death. Mm-hmm. So that gets you in that weird, headspace on some of those things. Right. And it says while he was in this limbo-like state, that he had a frightening dream. And years later, he recalled that it was in this undetermined time in the Earth's future and UFO-like craft were soaring across the fire and smoke-filled skies of our ruined radioactive planet and launching nuclear missiles at our major cities, killing billions and causing worldwide destruction. The UFOs were not piloted by extraterrestrials, though, but by demonic entities whose goal was to suck out the souls of those who were killed. Well, yeah, because those of us that believe these things are interdimensional beings and are demonic, yes. So dude had some kind of prophetic something about that. And it says for Inglesby, it was quite literally a wake-up call. The malaria cleared up, and of course he came out of his unconscious state, and then he spent the rest of his life pursuing a career in the church and warning people to avoid the UFO issue, fearing that it would lead people to become ensnared by malevolent demonic monsters, all of which Inglesby described in his 1978 book, UFOs and the Christian. And I have heard of this before, even as far as people that they felt that they were being abducted, and that if they prayed, that the abduction experience stopped immediately. Yeah. Have you not heard that?
No.
Oh, yeah. And it says that the unsettling story of Paul Inglesby dates back to the 30s, and it was in the 1950s that he largely began talking about his nightmarish dream after he realized that what he had seen back in 1938 were images of nuclear explosions and mushroom clouds of the type that were all too familiar by the 1950s. And the connection between UFOs, aliens, and humans, and the human soul didn't really surface until any meaningful degree till the latter part of the 1980s, and that goes back to Whitley Strieber's best-selling book of 1987, Communion. Do you know I have not read that book, and I don't know why. I had it. I don't know why I haven't read it. And when
because you haven't took the time?
Because I had small children back during that period of time. When word of Stryber's book first got out, most ufologists assumed that the book, in terms of its content and theories, would be sort of like John Fuller's The Interrupted Journey, of 1966, and that of Bud Hopkins, his 1981 book called Missing Time. And both books adhered to the now familiar theory that aliens are stealing our DNA to save their dying species.
Well, shit.
Nah, I don't know about that, no. Stryber's revelations were, in many respects, far removed from the writings of Hopkins and Fuller. In Communion, Stryber made it very clear that his own encounters with the visitors and those of others he had spoken to revealed a startling connection between alien abductions and the human soul, even a paradigm-shifting connection. In his book, Stryber talked about how abductees experienced their souls dragged from their bodies during abductions. Stryber himself was told by his abductors that they recycled human souls. And so this may have suggested reincarnation, but was Stryber being lied to by his captors? Or was this an attempt on the captor's part to push a different agenda, making it sound more appealing? Mm-hmm. Oh, you just keep being recycled and everything's good. Stryber admitted something that suggests he recognized that not everything was good and positive.
What if you don't die and you're just abducted by aliens and it's just your soul being took out?
I'll get to that theory. There is a theory on that. And Stryber said that the more and more he dug into the matter of his encounters, and as he tried to get a handle on what was happening, he was unable to banish from his mind the theories of Charles Fort. And he was an acclaimed writer of all manner of paranormal phenomena. And Fort had darkly suggested, in Stryber's own words in his 1988 book, Transformation, that we, the human race, are, quote, animals here for the slaughter and incapable of seeing the greater and more terrible meanings that surround us, end quote. As for more on Charles Fort's opinions, they can be read in his classic title of 1919, The Book of the Damned.
Well, shit.
And Fort,
what a fitting book.
Fort wrote, quote, I think we are property. I should say we belong to something, that once upon a time this earth was no man's land, that other worlds explored and colonized here and fought amongst themselves for possession. But now it's owned by something. That something owns this earth, all others warned off, end quote. And that's like, I can't remember if it was Twilight Zone or Outer Limits, that they had an episode that was called To Serve Man.
Yeah.
And that they thought it was a matter of the aliens coming to help the peoples, and so some of the peoples had gotten up on the spaceship and they were going to learn from the aliens. And then when it came out, To Serve Man was a cookbook.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will tell you, David Icke, I have heard him say this theory before, as far as not necessarily the reincarnation thing as such, but it's a matter of being imprisoned on this planet, that you would have to go back through the cycles and the cycles and the cycles. So I can see what he has been saying very much jives with, this theory.
Mm-hmm.
And of us being trapped, imprisoned, jailed. And I can't remember if it was Alex Jones or who it was that used to refer to it as the prison planet.
Well, and that's some shit.
Yeah, I never did go back and explore that other thing about, is this hell? Now, I know that we have...
Purgatory.
I know that we have discussed that amongst ourselves, but the same gentleman that was discussing... Disgusting. It's late in the evening. It's usually later than our normal. It's later than our normal late.
It wasn't me. It was fucking one of yous. Disgusting.
Discussing. Tartaria was also discussing with the gentleman if this is hell. So I've got to go back and listen to that part of...
it's not hell, it's purgatory. Like
it very well could be. I don't know. It's just... I think that we have been in such a bizarre period of time that everybody is questioning everything. Their sanity, the nature of reality. Yeah. But we've been here for years. And we are recording this on the infamous 2022.
It will never come again.
Well, and for me personally, it was 11 years of a cycle. So, yeah. Prayers.
Shit.
So, could they be here to damage people's souls? Well, it depends what we have learned. There could be different types of aliens. If you want to really consider this, people that are the good guys, as far as in our belief system from God, angels and things like that, they could be considered extraterrestrials. They are not of this earth. But guess what? Those of us that believe, we're told we are not of this earth.
I'm sorry, if a thing with many rings with eyes attached to it comes down and tells me to be not afraid in this menacing voice, I am going to run for the damn hills. I ain't gonna listen to it.
That's a very specific type of angelic being, heavenly being. Angel all it means is messenger. It really does. But there are different ranks, there are different creatures even amongst those things. Some of that stuff was allegory, Yes.
It had a
Michael
fetus.
Heiser.
It had a fetus in the center of a ring, or what looked like a fetus.
No, that's not biblical. It says nothing about it having a fetus. You need to go and look for Michael Heiser's explanations on some of these things because they are very comprehensive.
Okay.
You're like, oh my God, he's a professor.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm directing you to, and he does all the peer-reviewed things, scholarly. He is a scholar. He has studied this shit all his life, just about. Even when he got into some of these things when he was a kid, because that was his calling. He does have, it's called the Naked Bible podcast, and his philosophy is that people should not be afraid of their Bibles. And he does go into the supernatural aspect of it and the extraterrestrial things. He's not afraid to discuss this. And from his works and those of Chuck Missler and people like that, this is why a lot of believers are opening up to, oh shit, this really is what it says. Snakes don't talk. So what was this being? Yeah.
Don't know.
Sounded like a reptilian to me.
Yeah.
So, and we understand that, the forces of hell, if you want to call them that, one of which is at our door right now.
Yeah. Don't fit.
That it is a fight for souls. So, in a lot of ways, I agree with dude's interpretation of it.
I smacked it in the face.
Oh my God.
I smacked the poor baby in the face.
Smack it in the face.
I'm sorry. Honey.
So, Inglesby, while that may sound absurd, it really is not. And on some of the different belief systems, people need to sit there and go, okay, what exactly is it that it says? Don't read it just in one language. Go deeper than that. Do I believe that it means what it says? Because you've had people try to sugarcoat this stuff for many, many years, hundreds of years, because they don't know what to deal with. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know what they're dealing with, so they make shit up.
Yes.
But we're told, and people can see this right now. Are we in a spiritual war? Yes. Yes, we are. And have been. It's just this thing is ramping up exponentially. So, is it a matter of aliens, UFOs, interdimensional beings fighting for human souls? Yes. Aliens. Aliens.
I want to believe.
So,
be not afraid. Fuck you.
I will try to find a little more cheerful something tomorrow. It's not all, the spoopy is not all depressing. Some of it can be just interesting and weird, and that's what I'm going to search for a day or two, rather than the, doom.
You come to the doom quite often more than the good.
I do.
Why? Stop it, because it's depressing as fuck.
I have depressive issues.
And yet you fight me on it. You fight me when I tell you the truth.
I'm medicated. I really am. I'm medicated.
It ain't working. It ain't working. You call me depressed.
I'm not depressed. It's just that this is interesting. And I honestly do go where I'm led on some of these things. And on YouTube, Joe Schmo, on his YouTube deleted comment, which he did not delete, he had said nothing inappropriate. What I could read under the notifications for it clipped that off was the second time in like a week that somebody had been talking about the Yugas or Kali Yuga and stuff. So, Joe, if you would like to repost that at some point when you get a chance, that would be great. Yes. I would like to have read it.
And it's not in the under review category of your comments?
No.
All right.
Because there has been weirdness. There's always weirdness. So, anyhow.
I remember when YouTube used to be simple and you had a friends list, you had a subscribers list. People could actually post on your channel most of the time. Like, they could comment, they could private message you.
What year was that?
That was all the way up until, like, 2014.
Okay, I was working. So,
I think Cosmic Panda was the last one that you could actually private message someone properly.
Well, I guess it was just that the platform became so huge. Was that what it was?
It could have stayed like the same fucking layout. Just update the shit just a little bit because we get good video quality.
Well, now I'll tell you something. BitChute has good video quality. Odyssey, I really enjoy Odyssey and the community and stuff that's there. Would be happy to develop a positive community on BitChute, but that is I don't know if troll farms go along with BitChute or what, but you truly do have people that post some heinous things there. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
And those aren't trolls. Those are not trolls. They actually genuinely believe the shit that they comment on there.
I think that's the reason that you avoid BitChute, isn't it?
Does a chicken have a pecker? Yes, that's why.
Well, like I said, I like the people at BitChute. Anytime that I have had an issue, have contacted them in the past, and they were very good as far as resolving whatever it was. You didn't get like a form email, one of those standard stock. It was an actual person.
Mm-hmm.
And that I always made sure that I went back and I'm like, thank you. Because that's an actual person. They're doing their best. I mean, seriously. And Odyssey is really coming to the front. A lot of people are doing the Rumble thing. There is something about Rumble that just does not sit right to me. Something ain't right. And so I'm just like, so I stay away from it. I'm not telling other people to stay away from it. This is just mine. There's something ain't right.
Shit except for YouTube. That's it.
Something ain't right. But anyhow, maybe they stealing people's souls. We know that Facebook does. We know that some of the other things
goes on
does.
Facebook anymore? Nobody uses Facebook
well,
anymore.
there's still people doing that. No, it's now, what is it? Meta? Was that what they have
Yeah, and it's failed,
into?
and they're getting sued right now. Facebook is getting sued. Their ass. down.
Well, I mean, they've done some foul shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so have a lot of these other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So one could wonder, is the technology stealing people's souls? Do I believe that part of that could have been fallen angel technology? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's fallen angel technology by the slightest, but I do think it has severe effects on people's mental health if they are on it 24/7.
But there's almost, it's sort of like shopping in Walmart. You'll go in and it's like, okay, I've got to get this one item. A buggy later, stuff
I don't
that
know what the hell you
never
do, but I go right straight to the clearance aisle. I go to the toys, and then I'm like, okay, I've done my shopping. I'm good. I want out of here.
It's always done that, and I used to laugh with your father, and it's like his mind control has something to do with the lighting.
Now it's a different thing when if I'm, just goofing around. Yeah, I'll be in there for hours.
But
Because what else are you supposed to do?
That was one of the things I did get to a point where I realized it was sort of controlling my life.
I hate Facebook.
Because this was years ago. I've been off of it since 2013. But it was like, I was like, okay, I'm going to sit here for 15 minutes and scroll through this shit and look through it and da-da-da. 2 hours later, and I'm going, okay, I've wasted 2 hours. What the hell happened? So there was a strangeness with that. I don't do that with other platforms. I don't do it with YouTube or anything else. Most of my days that I'm on the computer, I am reading. It's just another form of reading for me. You've seen that. You have seen that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like she's nerd. She's reading the research papers again. So anyhow, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Hilo's depressed because he can't get out.
He'll be all right. We'll give him some Lamictal also. That and horse paste. Horse paste for all. It works for cats too.
Don't say that. People are going to be coming at us because we're.
No, actually, I researched as far as it's anti-parasitic, and that it is prescribed for cats. We did give Milo that little, doblet.
Yeah, it's not much at all. Like, it's not even
it's
not even like a pea size.
Right. No, it's smaller than that because they're small animals.
Yeah.
But it is the ivermectin, and it's for parasites. If it was heartworms, there was some other kind of something, because he still has this very deep cough.
He hasn't coughed today, though, since we gave it to him.
Right. And so if it were some kind of parasitic something, hopefully that has taken care of it. We gave some to Kiska because where he's had this sinus issue for so long. It ain't going to hurt him. I mean, it wasn't like we fed him a whole tube, which is for a 1,200-pound horse. You have to have some sense, which apparently some people don't. But anyhow, our people do.
Yeah.
We know this. We believe in our audience. Maybe a small audience, doesn't matter. It's quality, not quantity. So, if you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, large cats tearing shit up as you're trying to record,
Or do something.
and if you've got local, regional, family myths, legends, if you would like to comment about the fallen angels, the aliens, the soul stealing, yeah. If you don't want to comment publicly, that's perfectly fine. It's the reason we have an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And know that you have purpose here on this planet, and that you're loved.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that little notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. I'm about to kill this motherfucking cat!
Thank you for having coffee with us this morning.
Oh, it's the werewolf. She's putting her paw under the door. I'm gonna get you, little bitch.
Thank
Your
you
ass
for
is
sharing.
mine.
Thank you for sharing coffee with us, and we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Oh, your ass is mine.